Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. So last time out we basically finished off the last of the final friendship episodes. So we're all done. So we've spoken to everybody, so now it's time for Ko to head to the gym and get some sleep. Ready for tomorrow to take on the final dungeon. Time to head to bed. But Ko's still feeling a bit on edge, still is not 100, you know, he should be dead on his feet, but his brain is still all of a flutter. Still can't really work things out. I find this a bit of a strange thing to say. Because he's outside, technically. He is outside. But standing outside and said, I need some fresh air, let's head up to the roof of the school. But yeah, basically, this scene that we got here, you only get this scene if you do Asuka's final friendship episode earlier. So yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, this is Rion from earlier, kind of talking about earlier about, you know, Shiro was on her own, but you know, was supposed to be sick, and suddenly she's at Akros Tower where all the shit's going down. Why is that happening? Yeah, and we get another little flash of what was going about something which may have happened in the past. But we won't get an explanation about that until quite a bit later on, to be honest. But, so yeah, we're going to have to wait. Yeah, I think at this point here, it's not explained to us, obviously, the people who are watching. However, I think at this point, Ko has pretty much kind of worked out, or at least has a strong inkling of what's going on with Shiori and what these kind of little visions are that keep coming up in his head. But yeah, it's also kind of supposed to be a bit of like, supposed to make you think a little bit, basically, the fact that Shiori's basically been at most of the major areas, most of the major incidents throughout the game, and it's supposed to make you think a little bit about, well, why the fuck is that happening? Why is that the case? Why is she always seemingly in this kind of trouble all the time? But you know, we'll find that stuff. We'll find out what's going on with her later on. Yeah, bit of wishful thinking from Ko that if there was an enforcer who's been doing this for a long time, that they'd be able to deal with this no problem. But apparently not. So yeah, Asuka at this point pretty much knows that something's up, and he's basically asking, and Ko's kind of like, aren't you gonna tell me off about it? Aren't you gonna cause problems for me? You know, aren't you gonna ask me what the fuck's going on? And she's like, nope, you've got to deal with this yourself. Deal with this on your own. And again, the fact that they talk about it here, hypnosis and memory control, they're only skin deep. They're not supposed to last forever. Which I think is pretty much another hint as to what might be happening with Ko here. So, we'll see. Yeah, and I kind of like this little bit of stuff, this stuff from Ko here, where he's, you know, talking about his feelings a little bit more here. The fact that he's afraid to learn what the real truth is and doesn't really want to move on to, you know, doesn't really want to go into the final dungeon to find out what's going on because he's so afraid of what he might find. And so I kind of like that. It's something that I kind of like with these kinds of stories where the main character isn't just this undaunting badass the whole time. You know, where he has insecurities and difficulties with things that he has to do, and, you know, can say that he's, you know, afraid or doesn't really know what to do. I kind of like it when the main character does that. Huh? What the fuck do you mean, Asuka? Yeah, I also like this. I also like this cutscene because we get a little bit more. It's a little bit more kind of on the nose, I suppose. About a little bit on the nose, but it kind of talks about how much Asuka has kind of changed and how much her character has developed as well over the course of the game. That she was kind of completely, as she said, like a bit of a stubborn child at the beginning, and kind of thinking that she had to do all this shit all by herself, and that she couldn't ask for help because, you know, she's got to be, you know, big, strong enforcer. Sorry. But as time has gone on and she's kind of been forced, literally at points, to rely on the other members of the XRC, she's kind of grown as a character, which is something I kind of like. And so, yeah, she's pretty much telling Ko, to be fair, she's telling Ko what pretty much everybody else has said, which is that, look, there's a whole bunch of people around you who you can lean on and kind of rely on. You know, you can rely on us to kind of help you deal with it. You know, you don't have to shoulder everything all by yourself. You can ask for assistance and they'll be more than happy to provide it. So yeah, this is where Ko finally gets what's going on with him. It's not that he can't sleep, it's that he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to move forward, and, you know, just in case the truth he finds out about when he goes into the dungeon tomorrow is something completely and utterly awful. So he's kind of worried about it, and that's why he doesn't want to leave. That's why he doesn't want to go to sleep and move on. Whereas now it's finally the realization, yeah, I've got to do it. Nothing more I can do. I've just got to keep going. I've got to move on at this point. And I like this scene. I like this scene as well. When they change to kind of first names, it's maybe a little bit hand-fisted. I guess. But it's kind of a nice way to kind of show. And it's kind of nice that it kind of shows that they're, you know, because we've seen how they've personally kind of developed and moved on over time. But now it's kind of like their relationship kind of moving on and kind of developing too. And yeah, and Asuka's kind of embarrassed about using Ko's first name. And yeah, she's kind of used to calling close friends who are girls by their first name, but with a boy it's a little bit different. But again, I kind of like this from Asuka. It's kind of like a again, it's kind of a different kind of thing for her. Normally she's so kind of serious and unflustered by anything, but usually with Ko, it has to be said. But with this kind of thing, she kind of is really weird about it. You know, she feels kind of strange about it. You know, she's kind of embarrassed. So. And Asuka kind of liked Ko using her first name. She's not going to change. She can't. Yeah, but Ko's going to change it. He's going to stick to first name because he's a man. Anyway. And this pretty much is the last... There you go, and now you get your soul level up with Asuka. But yeah, that's pretty much it at this point for... The day has now changed, although it hasn't officially. So yeah, it's time for the final battle. That is the last friendship episode that we've got to do. Everything else is ready to go. We've got our wheels ready to drive ourselves into the final dungeon. But first, I think, yeah, this is basically going over the plan once again of what's going to happen. Yeah, this is essentially just for us. Sorry, this is for the people, for the people playing the game. So yeah, their idea is to basically use all the people to basically attack the group of monsters that are outside the dungeon, outside the entrance to the dungeon first, and basically send everybody in to kind of keep those monsters busy. And while they're completely busy, the XRC group are going to just basically drive through the gap and head into the final dungeon and put a stop to this once and for all. So yeah, we've got the Takahane group, we've got Akihira's Blaze group, we've also got members of the Japanese army that Mr. Garo is a part of, and we've also got the order of the Night Order as well, which June is a part of. So yeah, got a fair amount of groups that can deal with the threats to allow us to break through and get into the final dungeon. Yeah, of course June is gonna give it his all this time. Oh yeah, and Kyoka along with the group that her grandfather, Mitsuki's grandfather manages, they're also going to be involved in the final battle as well. Time to fight. Yep, it's up to us to get in there and kick some ass. Time to get going. So yeah, we won't be doing the actual dungeon stuff until next part, but we're almost ready to go at this point. Yeah, so yeah, we've got a minivan. So yeah, it's Yeah, this is special order from Mitsuki's group. I think from what I remember, they said that basically it's got like magical protection kind of covering the whole thing, and it's also been souped up so that it's super fast, so they can just kind of barrel through the enemies if necessary. Don't take Tower, you bitch. Yes. Sora was the one to say it. Yeah, I don't know when he was given that title. I think that might have just been a thing that Ko gave him just now. So yeah, we still have a little bit of time at this point. So basically at this point, you're able to go wherever the hell you want to. So you can go to any of the places you would previously visited, and you can get some like new equipment. I like the self-report here from Yuki. It's like the last save point before a major boss, before the final boss. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Basically, you can just go around and if there are any I don't think you can do side quests at this point. I think if you haven't done the side quests at this point, then they're kind of lost. But if you want to go off and buy new items and stuff like that for when you enter in the final dungeon. So yeah, now at this point you're asked to pick party members. I guess because there are side quests here, so you can still do them. So yeah, but that's going to be it for this part. Join me next time for the next part of Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus, when we'll be I think we've got a couple more side things to do, and then we'll be heading to Pandora and taking on the final dungeon of the game. So yeah, see you next time.